Hey guys, Jonathan Soda here, back again doing another movie review, and today we will be reviewing Kill Bill Volume 1. Now, Kill Bill Volume 1, well, not Volume 1, both Kill Bill volumes were originally going to be one movie, but they did not, they thought, they kept thinking about that, and they said we have to split it into two movies, because, a lot of, who will go to a theater and sit down for 4 hours and watch a movie? So they had to split it in two and have the second movie come out a year later, and they shot them both back to back. So yeah, today we'll be reviewing Kill Bill Volume 1, and so Kill Bill Volume 1 is directed by Quentin Tarantino and features Uma Thurman, Lucy Liu, David Carradine, Daryl Hannah, Michael Madsen, Sonny Chiba, and Chaki Kuriyama. So the plot of Kill Bill Volume 1 is pretty simple, like a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. So the plot is that we follow this girl named the Bride. She's called the Bride throughout the entire movie. She doesn't have, we don't get her real name till the second movie. So the Bride, she's a girl, and she's really good with martial arts and sword stuff and all of that. So, and she's pregnant. She's uh she's pregnant with this guy, and they're about to get married. So they on their marriage, they end up getting killed. These gang of people kill kill the bride and her husband and the baby she was pregnant with. So and the person who killed her was Bill. Bill was the bride's first lover, and you'll find out why he did that in the second movie. So what else? So yeah, little do you know, the bride is actually survived getting shot on the marriage. So since they knew she survived, they kept the bride. The bride has been in a coma for I think 4 years, I think. So she was kept in a coma, and then she would just be kept in the hospital for 4 years, and she would be watched by Bill's partner, Ellie Driver. And for 4 years straight, she's been watched by Bill's partner, and so the doctors there that would treat her would always like to rape her. And so one day, when the doctors try to rape her again, she wakes up from the coma, and she bites the one of the doctor's tongue out, she and then she kills him, and then she kills the other doctor. Um, she kills the other doctor, I think, by tripping him, and then smashing the door on his head or something like that. So let me think. So once that happens, but when she wakes up from her coma, she can't walk. She can't walk. She's having so much trouble walking because she can't even move her legs or her feet. So when she goes out of the hospital, she's in a wheelchair, and she's in a disguise as a doctor. And so when she gets out, she goes in the car. She goes in her car. No, not in her car, but one of the doctor's car. And then she tries to move her feet in the car, and so she does, but it takes a while. So once that happens, when she gets her feet and legs moving, she then decides to get revenge on Bill and all his partners that that helped him kill her and her husband and her baby. So yeah, her baby, she's not, of course, her baby died. So yeah, she's gonna try to get revenge on all those people. So yeah, that's basically the plot of Kill Bill Volume 1. And do I love Kill Bill Volume 1? Yes, I really love Kill Bill Volume 1. It's one of Tarantino's most greater films. I love it. And this movie is so action packed too. Do I like it better than the second movie? I'll get to that once I talk about the second movie. So, Quentin Tarantino always loves counting Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 as just one movie, as like his fourth movie he did, and I like doing that too. Like, I just like counting Kill Bill as one movie, but I have to talk about them separate because, like, I, I'll talk about why I want to talk about them separate in the Volume 2 review. So, yeah, I really love Kill Bill Volume 1. It's a really strong movie, and like you really the characters in volume 1 are really cool too. Like the bride, you really feel for her. You really want her to get to kill Bill and all his partners. And yeah, it's really cool. And like and yeah, the bride is a badass too. Like she's really good with fighting, and like she's really good with like throughout the whole movie she uses a sword, and like she's really good with like using it, and like killing a whole bunch of people in a room with just herself, and they all want to kill her. She's really good at that. Um, so yeah, the bride. In this movie, you don't learn much about the bride, like her past life before she got married. You learn more about her in the second movie, but here you just see that how much of a badass she is. So yeah, that's really cool. And Bill is the main villain to both these movies, but in this movie, she's mostly just trying to like kill her partners. She's not trying to get to Bill to like the second movie. In this movie, she's mostly trying to kill Bill's partners. So 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 the whole the most of the movie takes place in I think either China or Japan. I think. And this one's the one this one's the one of the Quentin Tarantino movies that I've seen the most times. So I might remember the characters a lot more than the first three Quentin Tarantino movies, because like I've only seen those like a couple times. Uh, so so yeah, I really like the one of Bill's partners is Orenishi. She's a really cool character. I really like how she's like the main sort of antagonist in this movie. Like she's like Bill's like main like partner. She focuses on killing in this movie, and she's really cool. So yeah, and I really like the battle between her and the bride in the end, and I really love her backstory too. Arenishi's backstory was so cool. What And I really like how Arenishi's backstory was like showed in like animated and like this anime thing, and like the anime thing was so bloody, and I love how it showed her whole backstory through like an anime, and like it showed what she saw as a kid and all of that, and that was really cool. And like I really like Bill too in this movie. There's not really much of Bill in this movie, but he's cool for like some of the scenes he's in. And I really like Ellie Driver, Bill's partner with the eye patch. She's really cool. Yeah, and I love the scene where she's in the hospital and she's whistling like some sort of song, and that's really cool. And I really like Bud, Bud too. Another Bill's brother, I think. He's really cool too. And Bud also helped Bill kill the bride and her husband. And also Bud, as you guys may know, like I said, Quentin Tarantino loves putting his other actors from his other movies to his new movies. And here, Bud is played by Michael Madsen, and you guys might know Michael Madsen was was Mr. What was his name? I think it was I forgot his name. Like I said, I can't remember much of the characters in Reservoir Dogs. But like he played like the guy that was cutting off the guy's ear in Reservoir Dogs, and like yeah, Michael Madsen in this movie once again is good in a Quentin Tarantino movie, and he's really cool too. Um, and I also really like Bill, the bride's trainer. He's really cool too. Like the one that gives well, not his trainer. He's not his trainer at all. In the second one, you see who her trainer is. But here, I really like not Bill, the bride's trainer, Hantana, Hatan Hatan Hanzo, I think that's his name. Hatonic, I think, or Hatonk. I think it's Hatan Hanzo. Um, oh no, like Hatani Hanzo, I think. but I really like him. I like when he like gives the bride the sword, and like that's what she uses throughout the entire movie. And I really love like the long talking scene between them two. And I really liked when he like threw a when he I think he threw I don't know, I forgot who was which, but like one of them threw a ball at each other, and they chopped it with the sword. And yeah, that part was really cool. And I really like Gogo Yubari. Gogo was a Chinese girl. She was a Chinese girl, and like I think yeah, she was one of Orenishi's partners, I think. And like she had like this chain. She had this chain that had a ball that had like this like metal rocking ball on it. And like she would like throw it at the bride. And like I really like that fight between them two, where like she's trying to block it with her sword, and then like the chain and the rocking ball gets tangled. And and I really like how the ball has like knives coming out of it. And so like she that even gets the bride even more scared of it. And yeah, that whole fight was really cool. Yeah, so all the characters are really cool in this movie. So the setting to this movie is really cool too. Like I really like a lot of this. Like at first it takes place in the U.S. For like the first like 20 minutes, I think, or the first 30 minutes. And then like after that it takes place in China. I think either I don't know if it's China or Japan. I don't know. Um, so yeah. So yeah, and yeah, the whole setting of China of I think it's China. I think I'm pretty sure it's China. So the whole setting of China really works in this movie. And the whole like martial arts tone to it is really cool too. Like I like it's really cool how Quentin Tarantino like made a martial arts movie. Um, so the actors all do a really good job too. Like Uma Thurman is excellent as the bride. Lucy Liu is amazing as Oren Nishi. Uma Thurman, I should have said, is amazing too. David Carradine is amazing as Bill. Daryl Hannah amazing as Elle. Michael Madsen is amazing again as Bud. Sonny Cheetah as Hatani is really good too. And Chaki Kuriyama as Gogo is amazing. So yeah, all the actors do an amazing job. The soundtrack to this movie is really cool too. Like I really like the whole like at times there's like I really like all the Chinese music in it. Like the Chinese music when Bill is at when the bride, I keep on saying mistaking the bride for Bill for some reason. When the bride is at the place where Aranishi and all her people are, and that song that plays, I really like that. And I really like the instrumental music too. That sounds like Chinese. That sounds like a bit like flutish. And like yeah, I really like all the music in it. And yeah, the music definitely fits in with this movie. And at times this movie is a bit of a comedy too. At a little bit of times, and it works as a comedy. And like I really love the scene where like it shows Arenishi's backstory. I'll describe Arenishi's backstory. So like Arenishi's backstory was really dark. So like Orenishi, like she saw both her parents get killed uh get killed in her in like the in like a bedroom. But she was under the bed while that was happening. But like she saw like the whole thing happen, like her parents like getting stabbed to death, her dad like getting stabbed on the bed, and like the blood like leaking from the top of the bed on the bottom, and the blood going on her face. And yeah, that part was really cool. And I love how it was all just anime. And like I really love when it shows when she's like a teenager, and like she's avenging all the people that killed her parents. And like when she stabs them and takes the sword out, like so much blood like pours out like a fire hose, and it's just awesome. And like Orenishi's backstory was really cool. It was like a revenge backstory, and it was really cool. And like and yeah, it's like Orenishi really got her revenge in this movie. And I love that scene where like she's like in a meeting, like there's like they're like in a meeting, and then Arenishi like pulls a sword out and like chops a guy's head off that like says something wrong to her, and like when she chops his head off, like so much blood comes out like a fire hose, and it's not in anime, it's in real life form, and that was really cool. So yeah, so yeah, what was I gonna say? So yeah, and there's a lot of blood in this movie too. Like this is one of Quentin Tarantino's most bloodiest movies, and it's really cool. And the blood in this movie, it works. Like it looks real, and sometimes it kind of grosses me out a little bit. Yeah, yeah, it really grosses me out, like especially like when like Bill like stabs like not Bill, the bride, like she stabs like one of Orenishi's people and then takes the sword out and it comes out like a fire hose, or when she chops off his arm and it comes out like a fire hose, and I'm like, ugh, holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, so it's all really cool and it's all really action packed and like really bloody. So yeah. And like what else was I gonna say? Is there anything else I should talk about? Oh yeah, this movie has a really cool and really long end battle, and it's really cool. And yeah, yeah, the end battle is like amazing. Like the bride is trying to go after Arenishi, but Arenishi has so much people, like a whole crowd of people that work for her and are all like going on the bride, and like the bride is just able to kill all of them at once, and I'm like, holy shit! And that battle goes on for so long, and all she does is just whoosh, 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 whoosh. Yeah, that battle is so cool. And then like during that battle, that's the fight with Go-Go and all of that. And so like during the battle, there's like a it kind of like turns into black and white, and it looks so cool even in black and white. And so yeah, and there's even a comedy moment in the battle too, like when like there's like a scared person that works for Arenishi, and like he's like carrying his sword like and shaking, like if he's so scared he's about to die, and then like but like the room is dark, and then the lights turn on, and then she sees that the guy she was about to kill was like a 16 or 17-year-old kid, and so like she doesn't kill him, but like she grabs him, like she grabs him and like bends him over and like spanks him with the sword. She spanks him on the butt, and she's like, "This is what you get for playing with bad people." Yeah, that part is so funny. and and yeah, so like that whole battle is really cool. Like when she's fighting them, like so much blood comes out of them when she cuts them, and like when she cuts them, like they instantly die, and like there's so many dead bodies on the floor, and like there's so much blood on the floor and on the walls, and it's so cool. So yeah, and like yeah, so like it's really cool. Like they all get stabbed, or like one of their body parts come out, and it's all really cool. So yeah, so yeah, the soundtrack, not the soundtrack, the pacing to this movie is really cool too. Like this movie's 2 hours and it goes by really fast. The 2 hours like go by like extraordinarily fast, and you don't even feel its runtime at all. So yeah, it's really cool, and like the fight between the bride and Orenishi is really cool. Like they're in the same place, but like they're like in a different room. They're like in this snowy room, and so like the fight is really cool. Like when like I think she uses a sword too. I think. Yeah, she uses like they both use a sword on each other, and like it's really cool. And like you can tell that she was the strongest out of all of her people, and that's why they all worked for her. Yeah, cause of how strong she was. So yeah, so yeah, like I said, all the action works. I don't think I have any flaws with this movie. Let me try to think of any flaws I have with this movie. My only real flaw with this movie is that all the characters aren't really like developed all that much besides Orenishi. Orenishi is probably the only character that gets really developed. Uh, So yeah, all the characters aren't really developed in this movie. The bride is not really. The bride is sort of developed. Like she's developed as a protagonist, but like not as much as you'd expect. But yeah, so I think that's my only flaw is like all the characters aren't really that developed. But like that doesn't take away from the rating I'm gonna give this movie. I'll rate this movie an A+, definitely. Yeah, this movie is really cool, and yeah, this is where Tarantino like picks off on his excellence. So yeah, and this is Tarantino at his finest, and I think this might be one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies. So yeah, A+. So yeah, bye and see you all in the next review.